Target appears to be partnering with Tesla on the Supercharger network. Castrol, of all companies, commissions an EV study, and I have an update for you on one of my favorite third party Tesla apps. This is Tesla Tidbits episode number 620 for September 4th, 2020. The show is sponsored by my supporter Richard. If you're in the market for a new Tesla, please consider using his referral code. Ask your salesperson to use code Richard174 or go direct to the web link ts.la/Richard174 and pick up a 1,000 mile supercharging credit for your new vehicle. Kicking things off is a story from Teslarati that sees a user that dug up some public records indicating that Tesla has reached an agreement with Target to provide supercharging spots at many of its locations. Twitter user at Montreal Tesla was doing some sleuthing related to a Daytona Beach supercharger install and ran across some pure gold, which was a letter of authorization countersigned by Tesla and Target in many US cities. This does fall in line with Target's energy policy, as quite some time back on episode 396, I reported to you that it made an effort to expand its charging offerings from at the time a meek 18 locations in 5 states to 100 locations across 20 states. All new supercharger news is good news, so good on Target for being a part of the solution of the transition to electric vehicles. Item 2 comes from Inside EVs, and is a case of keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer, I guess. Of all companies, British Petroleum, known in the US simply as BP, commissioned a study through its Castrol brand of motor oil products to see what price people in various countries would pay for an EV, how much range it needed to have, and how quickly the battery needed to recharge, dubbing these metrics as the tipping point of mass EV adoption. The results were interesting. Here in the US, 1,000 consumers, 100 fleet managers, and 3 industry professionals landed on the vehicle needing to be priced at $36,000, have a range of at least 319 miles, and recharge in 30 minutes. US folks surveyed also on average said they'd consider buying an EV by 2025, but didn't expect most cars being sold to be electric until 2032. Oof, that one hurts a bit. It's interesting, too, because clearly Tesla already meets the ask in the entry-level Model 3, but people are, again, on average, believing it will be 12 more years before EVs are mainstream. I think the EV revolution will be here before those folks know it, especially given the environmental benefit everyone got to see in March and April when all the cars were off the road. Finally, you may remember David Hodge, the developer of the Nikola app that I interviewed back on episode 597. He touched base with me to let me know that the new version of 2.0 of the Nikola app will be released imminently. In fact, it will likely be out already by the time you hear this. I have been beta testing the new version, and I have to say, it is a healthy leap forward. The release candidate I'm currently running, which I'm assuming will become the production version, or at least close thereto, is a great app, including all the features you'd expect from a third-party Tesla app. But it's got a couple that others don't have. The main feature is the EV Health Dashboard. It's an at-a-glance look to tell you the status of your vehicle, including your connection to it, battery state, door lock, and window status. This couples with alerts to keep your battery healthy and your vehicle safe. Another neat feature coming to the new version is what David is calling the Nikola Report. He's billing it as a Carfax for your EV and is something you can show a prospective buyer of your car should you decide to part with it. It shows things like battery capacity trends over time, number of charge cycles, the battery's overall health, and more. The app is subscription-based, costing $9.99 monthly or $79.99 for a year, and you do get a 1-week trial to try out the app before having to purchase. So if you're an app junkie like I am, it's definitely worth your time to check out. Full disclosure here, as I mentioned in the story, I am beta testing the app for the developer, and as such, I'm being provided no-cost access to the app, and that access will continue for at least the next 6 months. I received no other compensation from the developer. That will do it for today's show. Thanks to all my patrons supporting the show at patreon.com/Tesla Tidbits. And as always, a special shout out to all the super patrons supporting the show at the $10 plus level. They are Ryan Scarborough, Lee Sweet, William Henry Crew III, Dorian Steve Guberman, Ralph and Cheryl Waterhouse, Todd Sullivan, Mitch Long, Zortek LED Canada, Morvan Ogg, Raymond and Deborah Malkowitz, T Sportline, Vicky Kirk, Ricky Johnston, Nathan Garza, Ed Patterman, Sunil Joseph, and Brad Lettner. If you have feedback for me, the best way to be heard is to tweet at Tesla Tidbits and use the hashtag AskTeslaTidbits if you'd like your question to be considered for the show. Until next time, keep it charged and hit the road.